My guest today is Eric Van Houten. He has over 1 million streams on his new song and a new album coming out in January. This is Up and Country. I'm your host, Sue Bonzel. It's all powered by V Livecast. Let's go meet Eric Van Houten. He has toured with Kelsey Ballerini, Chris Young, and Jake Owen, and has over 1 million streams on his new song, Kiss Her. I am excited to introduce you to Eric Van Houten. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Hey, how are you, Sue? Doing great.
I'm doing great too. I am so excited to see you. Now, where are you calling in from today?
At my house in Nashville. We're back home right now.
Back home in Nashville. So were you out on the road for a little bit?
We started kind of getting back a little bit here and there, but we're kind of spending a lot of time in the studio right now. So we're staying put in Nashville for a bit, which has been great.
Okay, good. Now I mentioned you're out on tour. You've been out on tour in the past with Kelsey Ballerini and Jake Owen and Old Dominion, and who else do I have on my list? Kip Moore and Michael Ray. That's a lot of big names. Who was your favorite? Which was your favorite tour?
You're gonna ask that. I don't know. It's tough because we've done a lot of one-offs with a lot of those artists, and then some of them we've done multiple dates with. It's always fun to get out there with your friends. So some of the people that I don't know as well, you're just kind of meet and just getting to know each other. It's fun, but guys like Michael Ray and Kip, when you hang out with them back home, it's a lot cooler to get out on the road with those guys.
Oh, totally. They're your buddies. So I want to know any good stories from what's happening behind the scenes. What's going on? What's going on that we don't know about?
Well, I guess you guys would be the first to get the update. We're doing, we got a full record coming out in January, which will be awesome. And we've been hard at work with that with my producer and publisher, Chris DiStefano. He's an animal, and it's been a lot of fun kind of working with him and seeing how he's, how he operates when, he's done it for a lot of people that, everybody knows and listens to, producing records for Carrie Underwood and Luke Bryan and Chris Young, and having him in my corner has been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Fantastic.
It's been really cool.
And that's coming out in January, you said?
Yeah, January 14th. It's pretty wild.
So it's going to be, I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of big release party or something, right?
Yeah, so I was born and raised up in Buffalo, New York. So the weekend that it comes out, we're doing a 3-night show at a place called Forbes Theater, which will be really cool. So we're doing 3 nights there, and then we'll come back home to Nashville and probably do something here too the following week. We just haven't figured that out yet, but I'm sure there'll be a big party here too.
Okay, well I can't wait for that for sure. So
yeah,
now my friend, you have some very impressive tattoos. How many, or maybe how many hours do you think you have invested?
I kind of consider them all one now because they're all attached to each other. But I've probably been under the needle, if you will, for probably over a whole day.
Wow!
All added up, probably 30 hours, 40 hours.
Oh my god! Okay, which one was the worst one where you're like, okay, that was not fun?
So I actually have one on my right side.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was probably the most painful. I thought the neck was really bad, but then once I got that was the worst. The right side was the worst for sure.
So did you have to take a break and have a sip of beer or something like that?
I wanted to, but my tattoo artist is she's a dope person and told me basically you're gonna suck it up and do it. So I didn't get a chance to move, basically.
Well, you keep going back, so she's doing something right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're addicting, I guess.
So I've heard that. I don't have any tattoos, so you're taking my share, and they look great. So you're good to go.
Oh yeah, I got it for the most of us. Yeah.
So now I know the ladies want to know. I have a lot of ladies watching the show. The ladies want to know, my friend, are you single?
I am not.
Not single. Okay. All right. He's off the market, ladies. So not
Off the
available.
market, ladies. Not available.
But you can still go to his shows and, and admire
Yeah.
from afar, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Buy some merch, hang out, listen to some music. At least say what's up. That's
Yeah.
good enough.
Of course. Of course. Everybody's a potential new friend at some point, right?
Of course. Exactly.
So now you have
I love it. That's funny.
so you have a little bit of a like rock and roll background. Like what's your musical background, like where you came from?
Well, my first concert was I was 11 years old, and my brother took me to see Poison and Rat, 80s hair metal.
Nice.
And I think my second concert was Motley Crue, and then Kid Rock, and the list of rock and roll music just kept going on. Bob Seger, Allman Brothers, and I don't know. I just always loved listening to the classic rock stuff at the family parties that we'd have, and my whole dad's side of the family would play a lot of guitar and stuff at family functions, and that was kind of like the song style that they would pick would be like that 70s, 60s, 80s rock and roll.
That's good. That's good music,
Just kind
right?
of stuck with me. It's
right?
literally the best. People still listen to it, so I think they did something right.
Definitely doing something right. So how did you get into country music?
My mom's side of the family. My mom always loved listening to all the women of country, the Shania Twains, the the Rebas, and all the old school ladies. And she listened to a lot of like the when Kenny Chesney's was doing just started kind of coming in, and we just grew up with both ends of the spectrum in our household, so it was kind of a little bit of a blend, which was great. And then I don't know, we just got an offer to do a couple country songs, opening up for a new act that was coming through town into Buffalo when I was there, and we just took the gig and fell in love with like the crowd and the fan base that was there that night, and realized that all the songs that I was writing kind of fit the like almost Keith Urban mold of what country music was. So it all just kind of transitioned nicely, and here I am.
And here you are, just singing in country, and I'm loving it. So what was the first musical instrument that you learned how to play? And how old were you?
I picked up the guitar. Yeah, I was 11. I picked up the guitar and just never put it down, I guess.
You sleep with it next to you,
Sits with me at the dinner table. Yeah.
Okay, so how would you describe your fans?
Very diverse, because I feel like I get a lot of the rock and roll crowd.
Right.
That love like that rock and roll kick you in the face kind of concert, because that's kind of what we do.
Right.
But then I feel like we also have a little bit of that like anthemic, almost like worship Christian sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's obviously the country like storytelling lyrics that we have behind every song. So it's kind of a wide range of an audience, and I love it.
And will we hear that wide range on the new album as well, or is it pretty traditional country, or a little bit of everything?
Yeah, we might not even get labeled as country with what we're doing.
Interesting.
It's just, and it's kind of all over the board, which I love. Like, the first couple songs will like adhere to those country listeners, and then the next couple will be belong in an arena somewhere, and then the next couple you should, get ready to headbang and rock and roll.
It's like a little bit of a little roller coaster adventure, a little musical roller coaster for everybody.
Yeah.
That sounds
exactly.
Fun. And those are always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of unintentional, but the way we've just been going like song by song as as we see fit. Like if we really like one song, we'll go in and we'll record it, and then what'll happen is like we'll record it specifically for just the way we think that song should sound, not necessarily what the whole record sounds like. So it's kind of put us in this awesome lane of like one song really feels like it should be this, and so we'll record it like that, and then we'll go and listen to the other song and be like, wow, they don't sound anything like each other. But it's kind of been it's been cool.
I like that. I like that idea, because it's being true to what the song you know, how
Yeah.
it's best going to be portrayed. It doesn't have to do with, it has to match. It doesn't have to match anything. It just has to be what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I love that.
Let each song have its own life, kind of.
So what is the hardest part about being a country musician?
I mean, all of it. It's not as awesome as most people. I mean, it is. It's obviously it's amazing. I wouldn't change this life for anything, but it's definitely one of those things where like you have to really want it. You have to work hard, and you know, once the hard work pays off and you get the break, that's just kind of where it all begins, really. The hard work, that is. I mean, you know, you can't slow down at all, because if you start getting stagnant, or I feel like, you know, me and my manager always talk about this, the idea of like always being in motion, no matter what it is. Like if you don't have songs out, maybe record like an acoustic video or do something where there's content and forward movement being had. So I think the hardest thing is most likely not wanting to give up, because I'm sure a lot of people in my industry do that all the time, and then or want to do that, but just got to keep going.
So what keeps you going? What motivates you when you get into those spaces?
That's an amazing question. I think it's just the fact that I love doing it. Like I mean, I love it. It's all aspects of it too. So you know, I'm more of a live show person, so I love performing live. So if there's ever like a lull of a wave of like whatever, there's always a show that I'll play and be like, man, this is, yep, here it is, we're back. But if there, you know, like for example, 2020 went through a period of no shows. It was
Right.
one of those scenarios of having to really dig down and say, okay, use this time to create the material that you can play live. So, and obviously my parents love them. You know, they believe in what I'm doing, which I think means the world to everybody whenever their parents say that they believe it. Yeah, let me move away from home, not go to college and chase a dream.
Right.
Gotta see it through, right?
That's fantastic. You're lucky that you have that. And I love that you said where, you know, when you kind of are feeling that little lull or whatever, and you go do a performance. I'm kind of like that with radio. There'll be some days when I'm like, I'm kind of a crappy day or whatever. I'm kind of in a bad mood, but you got to bring it because you're an entertainer and that's what you do. And as soon as you do that, it's like, oh, you know what? I'm better. It's good. I feel great. I'm doing what I love. So yeah, I totally feel you on that.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
would you like to play a song for us?
Sure. Yeah, would love to. And
That
make
would
sure
be
you guys can hear it all right. I got my headset on here, a little head thing. We'll just do the song that currently got us going right now. This is Kisser. We're excited to have 1.5 million streams on this thing, and independently, it's pretty awesome to see an organic fan base just growing something naturally. So, this Kisser goes like this. Since she's felt this kind of way, look at her smile, saying the things that she can't say. She's biting it now, your hands on her hip now. There's only one more move for you left to make it. Just shut up and kiss it, think it's too much. Turn off the whisper and just feel the rush. Get lost in the moment. Only feels right, only what you wait for. It's all in your head. Shut up and kiss it. So what we thinking? 'Cause you've been holding back too long. Go on and get it. She's got it written on the wall. Quit making excuses like you don't normally do this. You got nothing to lose, so what could go wrong? Shut up and kiss her, you think it's nice. Turn off the whisper and just feel the rush. You're lost in the moment, only feels right, only what you wait for. It's all in your head. Shut up and kiss her. So don't complicate it, don't keep her waiting. No, don't complicate it, quit hesitating. Don't complicate it, don't keep her waiting. Lord knows she's waiting on you. Shut up and kiss her, you're thinking too much. Turn off the whisper and just feel the rush. Shut up and kiss her, you're thinking too much. Turn off the whisper and just feel the rush. We're lost in the morning, oh, it feels right, don't it? What you waiting for? It's all in your head, yeah. Just shut up and kiss her. Yeah. Gotta love
Nice.
that.
Awesome. Thank you for playing
Thank
that. I
you.
love that song. It's
Oh,
great.
thank you very much.
And it's great advice for guys that are, dating,
Yeah.
right? Good advice once in
Yeah.
a while, Got to be the right thing.
Kind of what we wrote it for. Yeah,
Right?
that's why we wrote it. We all needed some help in the room, so it's been good.
That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. I have one last question for you. Actually, I have two last questions for you.
Sure.
Number one, if you could give advice to anybody coming into country music and wanting to make it a career, what would be your best advice?
Obviously, you got to work hard and be prepared to do that every day. But I think the most important thing is just to be ready. Like, if somebody, you never know never know when you're going to get a call. So, like, be ready with music, have a bunch of songs ready to go to send to somebody if they ask you for them. Be ready if somebody tells you to get up on stage and play live. Be ready if you get to meet Kenny Chesney. Like, be ready to have a conversation with somebody like that as an adult, and know what you're ready to do. Like, be ready to do what it takes to make it, no matter what time of day it pops up. Because sometimes in Nashville it might be it might be 2 a.m. when you got to be prepared, and sometimes that's just the way it is. So
I think that is fantastic advice. Yeah, because like you said, you
Yeah.
never know when something might happen, or you might meet somebody and you get thrown into a situation, and there you are.
yeah, exactly.
Great advice. So, one last question. We are here in the
Mhm.
wine country, and so do you like wine, and what kind do you like if you like it?
I wish I could turn the camera around and show you my countertop that has about 35 bottles of wine empty, ready to go to a recycling bin. I am
I have a kindred
very
spirit.
much a red wine fan.
Very
Yes,
nice.
I'm a massive red wine fan. Anything, Cabs, Pinots, Malbecs. I'm open to it all.
Oh, nice. He knows the varietals and everything. We are kindred spirits.
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is good. We might have to meet at some point and share a glass and
Absolutely.
do a little toast to your new album coming out.
Yeah, would love to come out that way and play some shows in the wine country. That's my favorite.
We'd love to have you. Love to have you there.
I'm there.
Okay, great. Well,
Thanks
thank you
so much, Sue. I
Eric.
appreciate you.
You bet.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Up and Country, where we have new episodes every Tuesday. And be sure to visit upandcountry.com for all of the episodes and information about our VIP club, where you're going to get exclusive backstage access. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, make sure to follow me, Sue Bonzel. I'll see you next week.